like I said, I have to cut this afterwards. So let me just repeat myself and say that now let me just watch the video and see how far I can. I'm not even exaggerating right now. Like, this is the third time that I redo this video because the phone is saying yes, I'm recording, and then all of a sudden the phone dies and there's nothing there in my library. Like, this is so irritating, you know, because you might hear some noise in the background, but it's because they have like a farm or something not so far from here. So you will hear some cows, some goats and lambs and birds. Basically, that's it. So okay, today I'm gonna be interpreting some of my so-called dreams, paintings, or paintings that I did of my dreams. So I'm gonna try to keep it very short, but you know me. So here we go. The first picture, like, okay, so this is what I think. I think that I will basically put I think I will put up the picture and I will just have my voice in the background explaining the pictures, you know, or the paintings. Okay, so the first picture is not really a dream. Like, I don't know if it's a dream or if this actually happened, but the thing is, like, I like rain. I've always been a fan, or whatever you call it, when it comes to rain, and just it's something about the smell and just the atmosphere and the sound. Like, it's very cozy. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I've been like that since I was a child, and I remember like not having an umbrella, so I went and took one of these big leaves, you know, and I used them as an umbrella, and basically, yeah, that's what I did. And it wasn't like a nightmare or anything like that. It was just very nice, you know. So I don't know up to this day, like, maybe this dream, like, maybe it happened, like, it's possible that it happened, but like, I was as young as 4 or 5 years old or something, you know. So I don't know if you remember stuff like that from that age. So anyhow, the second picture, I don't have much to say about that either, because this was a very sketchy dream. I was like 6, 7 years old maybe. I dreamt that I saw this big chicken outside my bedroom window. It was just walking around, not doing anything, just being weird. And my mom was in that picture as well, or that video, not video, that dream. So speaking about my mom, she took my dreams very serious. And the thing with that is that my relatives, family, like, most of them are very religious. It doesn't matter if they are Christians or Muslims, like, they take that very serious, you know, with the fasting, the praying and all that. But they always had that spiritual side to them that they brought along, basically, you know. So she used to help me try to interpret my dreams when I was younger. And one of the dreams that I had nothing to do with me, it was more about her, is that I dreamt that, you know, she was married to a Latin American man, and this man was from Chile. And I remember that he was very kind. Like, he was basically the only one that I called father, because he stepped up to that role. So I dreamt that, or I saw in my dream, like, somebody that looked like him, you know, like dark hair and, you know, the fair skin, basically kissing and hugging a blonde woman behind the bushes. And I was too young to know what cheating or infidelity was, but I just know that when I had the dream, I had this nasty, like, this, you know, like, unpleasant, like, no, this is not supposed to happen, like, what's going on, you know. So I woke up, told my mom about the dream, and I don't want to say that dream was the cause of them, like, splitting or anything like that. It was a lot of other stuff that I heard about when I was way older. But yeah, they went different ways. And the sad part is, like, it wasn't him. Like, he was not the cheater, you know, like, from all I know. The one that actually ended up cheating on her and leaving her for a blonde woman was my half-brother's father, basically, like a few years later, another one. So long story short, she used to help me to interpret my dreams. And the third picture that you can see here, it's basically, it's somebody falling down a stair, and it's like a bed, it's a chair, it's a, what do you call it, a sofa, like, you know, downstairs. This dream is something that I used to have many times. Like, it was reoccurring. It came like so many times I can't even like keep count on it. So my mom interpreted it by saying that it means that I'm gonna go through a lot of stuff in life, you know, but I will never have to reach or touch rock bottom. Like, it will always be some kind of help or some assistant or something, you know. And I mean, even to this day, like, I take that dream serious, you know, because, or that interpretation, I feel like it was very simple but yet so spot on, you know. I have been going through some stuff, I can't tell you that, like we all do, but you know. And I feel like it always been like, even if I have been reaching rock bottom, even though she said that I wouldn't, I have been reaching rock bottom, I can still see at rock bottom that it could be even lower than that, you know, like it could be 6 feet under the, you know, do you understand? You could be dead or something. So anyhow, the last picture there, this is one of the first dreams that I had. This was back in Africa as a kid, you know. And this one, like, whew, it was so hard to try to paint this one, you know, but it was basically like, I remember being curious, like I heard some kind of noise, like I was sleeping and I heard some kind of noise and I went out to see what it was. And I was living with my grandmother back in that day. And I went out and I saw something that looked like a monster, basically. And this monster was basically like, you know, like people were running and trying to hide from it. And this monster was just sucking the life out of people, just eating them, you know, like it's some kind of mix of a vampire / something else. And I was hiding behind something, watching this, and was like so fearful. And I remember that this thing almost caught me, like it looked and it saw that I was looking, you know, and it was coming towards me. And then somebody came behind me, like I don't know if it was a uncle, a friend, but it was some kind of grown-up. They came behind me and basically put their hands around my mouth and pulled me out, you know. And I don't remember much more about that, but I just know that my mom was very, like, she was like, nah, you know what, I don't want my daughter to live there anymore, you know, like. And it was not because of this dream, it was because of a lot of different stuff, but she was basically saying that it was not safe and all of this stuff, you know. So she did everything in her power so I could like move, you know, and leave and come to Europe instead, you know, and live with her. So that's basically it. Like, I don't know how to interpret that dream, you know, but I don't feel like this thing happened for real. Do you understand? I have told this dream to a couple of different people, and you know, depending on how you are programmed or whatever you call it, you will interpret it with your own goggles, you know. So I had some people that are very how do you say, Freud, you know, like they will go and sexualize and, you know, mother this, mother that, like they will use that as like the ground stepping stone for their interpretation. So I'm like, and you know, and you will have some other people that are very like into spirituality and stuff like that, talking about demons and hexes, and you understand. So it depends on who you're talking to, how they're gonna interpret these dreams, basically. Okay, so let me see here if I have any more. Okay, so this painting right here, like you can see that it's like some kind of Bambi, you know, it's a deer, and it was supposed to look like it was ice. Like this deer is on thin ice, and you have like this herd, like this group of people just coming at him or her, trying to attack. This dream has to do with a dream that I had like not so long ago, maybe like a year and a half ago or something. This was okay. So this dream, like I was in some kind of intoxicated state in the dream, like either drunk or whatever, but I was like wobbling, couldn't walk, you know, and I was naked. and it was a lot of angry people that was coming at me. And these people, they had like all kinds of weapons and flames, you know, like old school days when they had like a witch hunt basically. So they came at me, and I couldn't protect myself, you know. I could barely stand on my own feet, you know. So I fell down, and I remember that it was some kind of figure, like a man, and I got the feeling that this was like some kind of Jesus figure, you know. Like, he came with his white robe, and he basically covered me with the robe, you know, and protected me from this angry mob that came at me. So like, I had a hard time like painting that picture, because I'm not a good painter like that. Because this painting, like, if I would paint that, it would be like, you know, like this old school Renaissance kind of dramatic, that kind of vibe, you know. That was how the dream actually was. So I decided to make Bambi, you know, because I felt like Bambi is innocent, and, you know, just everybody know the story of Bambi, you know. So I felt like I could relate to being on thin ice and having nowhere to escape, and you have these people coming at you all kinds of ways, just, you know. So if I'm gonna interpretate that dream, like, I would basically say that some of it may have happened without my knowledge, you know, that I have been attacked, you know, like maybe not physically. Like, yeah, that actually happened at one point. I'm gonna talk about it in another video. I got attacked by two girls talking about, you're not gonna hurt any more human beings, do you hear me? You know, like, they jumped me and pulled my hair. I became bald, like, it was crazy. So I would basically say, like, I've been attacked, you know. Like, I don't know if it's spiritual or physical or maybe both, but it's been a lot of like fertile. I don't know how to say fertile in English. It's basically like slander, or, you know. And somehow, even through the midst of all of this nonsense, it's been some kind of protection, you know, like something covering me, so I don't have to interact directly with the bullshit, you know. So that's it. And the second picture here is not a dream, actually, if I'm gonna be honest. It's not a dream. It's basically me doing the middle finger up to this guy that he's wearing red, because, you know, red is the color of love, but it's also aggression, you know. And he's looking at me, and I'm just, you know, standing there and having these, what do you call these flowers? Like, they are called sunflowers. So I think sunflowers are known for basically being able to grow anywhere, you know. Like, they have a term called sunflower child or something. Like, this is people that being raised in abusive homes and somehow came out stronger, you know, like came out better, you know. So these people, they can grow through concrete, they can grow through anything, you know. So I decided to put these sunflowers around, and basically me standing there with my wedding dress and everything, doing fuck you to him, because this is not a dream. This is basically like, I felt like, you know, people have a lot of expectation when it comes to my life, you know, what I should be doing and not doing, and so on and so forth. Like, it feels like my life is not my own sometimes, you know, if you let other people decide. And some of these people made it seem like my only like task in this life is to get married and birth a child, you know. And I'm like, that it's not a small thing. It's big stepping stones, but it's more to life than that, you know. And I felt like, you know, like literally this one is like, this guy represents basically all of these people that are pushing their agendas upon me, and I'm just saying fuck you to them. Do you understand? I'm married to life. Do you understand? And if you don't like it, you don't like it, you know. But thinking that somebody's born just to, you know, get married to somebody or getting kids is very 50s kind of, you know, backward thinking, you know, for a young woman. So I'm just wanna, like, of course I wanna be married someday. Of course I wanna have kids. Of course I wanna have all of this, you know, settle down and all of this. But there's so much more that I wanna do and accomplish too, you know, maybe before this. And I feel like, I don't know, bro, this thing has been like a nah. Next. Okay, So this one, the third picture, so it's a mermaid. I don't know if you can see it, but it is a mermaid, and she's basically shaving off her, what do you call this? The things that fish have, you know, this fiel. How do you say fiel? Okay, but she's shaving it off. She's trying to be human, basically. She's trying to fit in, so she's shaving off whatever makes her unique and special, and you know, all of this stuff. And in the background, you can see that it's like some like cameras and recording video, whatever, and you know, microphones. And she's like basically they interpret like interrupting her. She's sitting there peacefully minding her business and being watched at the same time. So this is how I felt. I felt like I was being surveillance 24/7, and I felt like it was a time when I was like really people pleasing, you know, like I try to do anything and everything just to be like not liked, but just to be like not on the radar. Do you understand? Like, I don't know how to explain that, not to be on the radar, but you know. So this is how I would interpret that. And the last picture, yeah, this one is inspired from another picture that I saw. The actual picture is like a statue. It's a statue of a woman that is sitting in a meditative state, and she is basically like the vessel, her body is breaking, and out comes this light out of her, you know. And this is like on the Brooklyn Bridge or something like that, you know. So I decided to redo this one but make it more Mother Nature. So her skin is not skin, she's actually is wood. She's actually wood. So and the hair is not hair, it's moss, you know. It's basically like this green moss that is her hair. And she has some kind of, you know, like a Pinocchio puppet master kind of thing, and she's basically releasing herself from, you know, these shambles, this grip hold that somebody's having on her, and the light is shining through her like she's breaking, but at the same time she's pregnant. She's birthing something, and it doesn't have to be like pregnant. It can be like birthing a new idea, birthing a new world order, birthing something, you know. So this is what I was trying to say with this picture. And you can see that it's an aura like around her, like a protective aura, basically. Like she have a strong aura, so it radiates out. And I felt like this one had to do a lot with, you know, what people are talking about mission, you know, like you here to get married and birth a kid, you know. And I was like, if that's the case, you know, then maybe you guys are interpreting my task, my life path, my whatever. Maybe you are interpreting it wrong, you know? Maybe it's not literally birthing something. Maybe it's birthing like an idea, a new way of thinking, new way of something. Do you understand? It doesn't have to be a physical being, you know?